Welcome everyone to another episode of Weekly Update video. In today's episode, we are going to talk a lot of stuff regarding Vinium, the winemaker game, X-Grape, NFT lending, nodes, and some other stuff here and there. So make sure that you stick around till the end of this video to not miss out any updates. Before moving any further, I would like to request you all to please smash that like button and subscribe to Grape Finance's YouTube channel. We managed to smash the previous week's goal for likes on the previous video by reaching 46 likes. So I think Grape family can do better than that. So the goal for this video is 50 likes. Let's go Grape family. Alright, let's start this video. First up is of course the grape. I think it's okay to say that it's been very long since we have seen a positive price action in grape. But that doesn't mean that Grape Finance hasn't been doing anything in the background. It's actually quite opposite of that. The team and LB hasn't stopped working a bit. So let's move on to some positive metrics instead of just the price. First up is of course the burn badge. It's sitting on a sexy number of 469,069 total burnt grape. Someone please screenshot this. Alright, let's move on. And the grape supply has continued to reduce. The total circulating supply for grape now is 4,575,000 total grapes. So if I'm not mistaken, that is roughly around 10,000 grape burned in the previous week. Plus, the collateralization for X-Grape is going to come very soon with vinium. So, it is safe to expect that we might be able to see some positive price action in grape after a long time. We'll talk more about this a bit later into the video. Let us now move on to the wine token. Wine is sitting at $8.16 with a market cap of $390,000. The liquidity of wine, thanks to winepress, is holding up really good, while wine is sitting at its all-time low of $8.16. Just to remind you, it's always a good time to buy some cheap wine, because you never know what LB has under his sleeves. Wine is still very cheap considering the fact that wine holders will get paid in stables or in blue chips. These stables or blue chips will come from vinium. More of that later into the video. Let us now talk about the winery collection NFTs. The floor for the winery collection is sitting at 2.5 AVX. Well, technically you could say that the floor is really at 3 AVX because there is only one for sale at 2.5 AVX. LB mentioned 2 weeks ago that grape and wine from the airdrop pool will be sent out to the winery collection holders. The airdrop hasn't happened yet, so I think it is safe to assume that there is still some time to buy one of these NFTs to qualify yourself for the airdrops. You can scoop some up pretty cheap if you keep an eye on the floor of the NFTs. There was a question in AMA, the supply of the winery collection. The question was, can the supply of the winery collection NFTs be increased? LB mentioned that the supply can't be increased as it was set at 2,700 NFTs into the contract itself. But there might be new NFTs coming very soon. More of this later into the video. So make sure that you stick around till the end of this video. Let us now move on to another NFT collection by Grape Finance, that is the vintners. The floor price of the vintners hasn't moved very much. In fact, the floor price of the vintners always tends to fluctuate between 1.3 AVX and 1.5 AVX. Very rarely we would see the floor price fall below 1.2 AVX, and also it is very rare to see the floor price of the vintners going above 1.5 AVX. Again, it's very rare to see the floor price of any NFT collection to be this stable. If you still haven't owned one of these, then what are you waiting for? That is it for both of the NFT collections. Let us now move on to the presses of Grape Finance. For the presses, We now don't have to go on to any external links. It is all integrated into the dashboard itself. Props to Taz for creating this wonderful UI that has everything into it. Let us now talk about the presses. First up is of course the wine press. The total deposits in the wine press is sitting at 11,526 winemim LP tokens, equaling to roughly about $85,000. Now, if you didn't know, the new UI now displays the real-time contract balance of the wine press. What I mean by real-time is that the contract balance is how much people can actually claim through the presses, instead of the previous UI where it displayed all time deposits in the presses. We now also have various different things into the wine press, like the assassination tracker, claimed shares, pending shares, and remaining shares. So use this to your advantage to maximize your returns in the presses. That is it for the wine press. Let us now move on to the second press, that is the soda press. The total deposits in the soda press is 130,679 Grape LP tokens. They are worth about $130,000. And like the wine press, the soda press also now displays the real-time contract balance. From this week on, we'll continue to track the contract balances through the new UI. It will give us a real-time idea whether people are claiming or compounding in the presses. That is it for the soda press. Let us now move on to the third press, that is the solera press. Similar to other two presses, the solera press also displays the real-time contract balance. It right now has 1.8 million S vintage token deposited. If you don't know, there are only 3.2 million S vintage token in circulation. So more than 50% of the S vintage circulating supply is locked in the solera press. That is it for the presses. Let us now discuss the updates that were shared in the previous AMA. The first thing I'm sure you would know that I am going to talk about is of course the vinium. For those that don't know, vinium is in the beta phase and it is being tested by the OGs of Grape Finance. Vinium right now has about $20,000 locked into it. So that is just the pure OG money that is sitting in vinium. Now LB mentioned that the public launch for vinium might happen this week or the next coming week. I'm sorry, but I can't share the UI or any screenshot as of yet. It is just for the pure OGs of Grape Finance. Regarding the beta testing, nothing worth worrying has been found as of yet. So the testing has been going very smoothly. There were just few minor bugs that LB fixed really quickly. Since vinium is in beta testing, LB has mentioned that he has been working on creating a separate pool for X grape. What this means? Well, this means that you will be able to collateralize your X grape token. A few people were curious as to when they would receive the revenue sharing from vinium. Well, the first thing is that there actually needs to be revenue to be distributed. As vinium is still in the beta phase, there is almost no revenue that is being generated in vinium right now. But that should change after the public launch, as that would bring in more borrowers. And what we really need is borrowers, because borrowers are the one where we earn revenue from. LB also mentioned a really interesting thing, that vinium might go non-EVM. Now what does non-EVM mean? Well, non-EVM tokens are just Solana, ADA, etc. Going cross-chain would be very big for vinium, because more feature almost always results in more potential revenue, which will indirectly result in more exposure to Grape Finance. Something LB confirmed is that we will be on the testnet on ZK Sync. Now if you don't know, the ZK Sync is going to be very huge. So I think we might see an influx of people coming in through ZK Sync. Oh, and regarding the X grape being used as collateral, that is coming very soon, sooner than you expect. LB mentioned that he is working on hardening the oracle for the X grape. X grape will of course have a separate pool, meaning if the pool of X grape gets compromised, the other bigger pools will be safe. That is it for the vinium updates. Let us now move on to everyone's favorite play to earn, that is the winemaker game. First and foremost is the resin. You can now use MIM token to mint resin instead of LPs or X grape. Now LB mentioned that he has kept a decent amount of X grape that was used to mint resin. So I think we can say that resin token has been very successful for grape and the winemaker game. And the plus side is that Grape Finance can earn some POL through resin. And of course, it is because of the resin token that we have a sexy number of 469069. Another interesting thing was talked in the AMA. It could be that the stakers of MIM vintage LP could earn resin. This would also incentivize the liquidity for much needed MIM vintage. LB mentioned that it could be a possibility and he likes this idea. Moving on to another update is the floor cocker. As you all know, LB mentioned about increasing the supply of this particular tool to a total of 200 NFTs. These went out really fast when they were minting. So LB mentioned that the protocol will first mint these NFTs or tools and then the protocol will put it up for auction. So you will now have to go through the auction route if you wish to get one of these tools. That is it for the winemaker game. Let us talk a bit about the nodes. The nodes are still with us, don't worry. Now LB mentioned that he is working on a migration again for the grape nodes, which will now have an upgradable contract and a fixed APR. Yes, I know that you would have a lot of questions why a fixed APR, but not much was shared regarding this in the AMA. So I guess we should wait at least for a few weeks to see something solid. Regarding the other two nodes, it has now been confirmed that the Grape MIM nodes will get its own press. No timeline has been shared as of yet. Another update regarding the Grape Walrus was also shared. The Grape Walrus LP nodes will be stopped and the node holders will be given X Grape and X Walrus for their nodes. More info on this should be available soon. That is it for nodes. Let's move back to Vinium for a second. A community member asked how is the marketing for Vinium is being planned. To this, Steve answered that he was at the AVEX event in California. Steve, our backflip guy, did a lot of networking with some bigger and upcoming projects in DeFi. He mentioned that he talked with the guys over at Trader Joe and that he also connected with the chief marketing officer for Avalanche. We now also have a Binance team member waiting for us to go on a call. So I think that going cross-chain over at BSC is pretty soon, sooner than you guys expect. That is it for the updates regarding Grape Finance and Vinium. Let me know in the comments how bullish you are for Grape Finance and Vinium. Thank you for tuning in on this week's episode of Grape Recap. Please do not forget to smash that like button and to also smash that goal of 50 likes. Thank you for tuning in and see you around in the next weekly update video.